I'm excited, and I've said it before, and I think, well, I've devalued the word excitement, but I am excited because we have such a talent sitting opposite me. It's Beverley Knight. Don't forget, you can hear the full-length, longer version wherever you get your podcasts. Beverley, hello.
Hello. Talk about talent. You're the talent too.
Just now. I have told you so many times how I am blown away by your voice.
Thank you.
It's an astonishing piece of equipment. When did it first appear?
I was singing, in all honesty, before I could talk.
Really?
Yeah,
Wow.
honestly.
Aren't you lucky to have been given then what was obviously just a God-given talent that was given to you? You can do stuff with it, which you have. You've finessed it and you've developed, you've nurtured it. But most people don't have just that ability that's there.
I every day, every single day, I'm grateful for this, because it is. Look, I was born. It landed in my lap, and I chose to run with it and make a life and a career with it. But it could have been anyone. Could have been my sister, my brother, or anybody. But it came to me. That's being said, music is very much in the blood of our family. You know, both my brother and my sister are musical. My dad was musical. My mum is musical. All of us, without exception, are musical people.
So all of you are musical, but you're the best.
I've probably got the biggest, most show-offy voice of all of us.
Oh, you're the best. Come on. What did they say? Did they say you're the best?
They're very kind and they do say
They
that.
do. So Beverley's the best. Here she comes for our family gatherings with her better voice.
Oh, God. But they can hold it down as well. They can deliver. Absolutely.
So when did you, presumably then, if you're doing it before you can form words, you then did it at school?
Yeah. I was lucky enough to go to a school which was a normal comprehensive, but they really cared about the extracurricular activities. And that's where I really got my opportunity to hone the craft. So I had that on one hand. And then because I had two very religious parents, I also had that in church.
How did you get discovered? How did that all happen? Because it seems to me, I don't want to just keep flattering you, but good Lord, anybody that would have heard your voice would go, yeah, great, sign here.
Well, the first time someone heard my voice and thought, oh, we should do something with it, I was visiting my cousins who were seriously musical here in London.
Not quite as good as you. Anyway, carry on.
One of my cousin's friends was in the music industry and kind of had all the links and that. I was only about 13, 14 and was like, would you be interested in a deal? We should talk. And I was like, yeah, I'm too young.
Yeah.
Fast forward to, I was age 19 and all over the town, I'd, had this rep of being a singer and that. And the community leaders who ran this youth centre also had a radio station. They were having a birthday party, asked me as the local girl if I would open. They had a guy who was used to be an artist who had a hit record at the time. And so they got him to perform as the headline. Yeah. Well, he arrived at this club in Wolverhampton with his A&R man, A&R, artist and repertoire, basically a record label exec who looks after artists. They saw me sing and straight after I'd finished, said, we'd really like to talk to you about a deal. I said, I think I'm really good. If you think I'm really good, you'll wait till I've just finished my degree.
Wow. How did they respond to that?
They waited.
Yeah.
They waited until I finished my degrees. Well, the last year of my degree.
So you signed with these people?
Signed to Dome Records.
Yeah.
I was 21 all those years ago. And in my final year of uni, I wrote a couple of tracks.
Yeah.
One of them was a song called Flavour of the Old School. That went out. Well, the thing went crazy in all the clubs up and down the country. No one expected it to go the way it did, but it absolutely went. So I was busy trying to write this dissertation, and now I had to write songs for an album. So somehow I managed to juggle it all and, released what was my debut album in 1995.
95.
So I signed in 94, and in 95, the actual debut came out. It did nothing commercially, but in terms of the R&B and soul and, all of that kind of area music, it kind of helped to usher in a new era. I was one of the first of that kind to do, British R&B.
So when did the commercial success start?
It was gradual. It didn't just go bang. I released album number 2, had a track called Made It Back, another track called Greatest Day, which were singles. And they both broke the kind of top 20. So the success was coming, and this is back in the late 90s where you had to really sell a lot of records to make an impact. And that got me on Top of the Pops. Well, that was me. I was like, I'm on Top of the Pops. Things are great. Because that was my aim as a child, was one day I want to be on Top of the Pops.
Do you remember who was on the week that you went on it?
Puff Daddy.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Puff Daddy. I remember the entourage,
Yeah.
which was massive.
Yeah.
And he just seemed to have people just fussing around him. There was one guy who just came up to him and kind of just wiped dust, I imagine, off of his collar, and off he went. And that was him.
And did you look at that and think, oh, that's good? Or did you look at that and think, all that money just sliding away to all these different people? I hope he keeps on having hit records, because that's a very expensive arrangement.
Do you know, I wish I had been savvy enough to think that. I was just in absolute wonder of all these people and the fuss.
At what stage did you really feel, I don't know how to put it into words, you're saying that was gradual.
It was the next record.
The next
album. So album number 3 for me was an album called Who I Am.
Yeah.
And then the second single was a song that I wrote in Nashville with a songwriter called Craig Wiseman. I wrote it as a ballad. It was my voice and a guitar. That's how we recorded it. And it was slow. The record label A&R man, Kevin Clark, heard it and thought, I think that's a hit, but it needs speeding up to mid-tempo. I was like, well, I wrote a ballad. We'll see. All right, then, go on then. Went in the studio, recorded this song at mid-tempo, thought, it sounds all right, but we'll see. And I was on tour with Jamiroquai, and they were releasing Love Philosophy, which I was featured on the same day as this song that I had was released. And so at the end of the week, we were both waiting to see, okay, what's going to happen? Are we going to have a hit single? Love Philosophy did really well. Shoulda, woulda, coulda, smashed it. Absolutely smashed it. And that was when I was like, it was at that moment going inside the 10 and this song going around the world, being a hit, was like, oh my God.
So tell me about that feeling.
I couldn't believe it. I squealed. I was so elated. But I think the thing that really hit home, and this happened really quickly, was just the fact that I'd go down the road, go to the shops or go anywhere really, and people would be like, you're Beverley Knight, I really like Shoulda, Woulda, Coulda. And I was like, oh my God, my God.
But this is a whole other level.
This was a different level. And so I had really big radio stations wanting to put me on their kind of mainstream playlist and not kind of just the specialist shows. I was getting heavy rotation and not just spot plays.
It's what every artist dreams of, heavy rotation.
Heavy rotation.
There would be some circumstances where heavy rotation would be a bad thing. Perhaps if you suffered with vertigo or, you say the last thing I want is heavy rotation. But as a recording artist...
That's what you want.
It's the dream. So within the business then, the perception changes and I'm guessing new doors are opening.
Absolutely. That's what happened. New doors everywhere.
And was this the time when a door opened, you thought there was no one there, you looked down and it was Prince?
Absolutely.
I have to ask you about Prince. You've been asked a million times, but I'm going to ask you 1,000,001 times.
That's all right.
Tell me the whole Prince experience.
Oh, well, anybody who knows anything about me knows that I am a Prince obsessive. Always have been from a very young age, just to drive my family mad with Prince. He first came into my life, I first met him in the year 1999.
How very apt.
I know.
Some of our younger listeners, and I do attract a young crowd, might not know that one of Prince's biggest hits was a song called 1999.
So he was putting out an EP. And he was doing a showcase of it. So he asked me, well, he didn't ask me. My management asked me if I wanted to go. I said, hello. So there I was. And then he invited me up to dance at the end with him. There was a bunch of people going up, not just me. Yeah. And so I'm dancing away and I'm like, this is the greatest thing that's ever happened to me. After the performance, I was led by security round to the backstage area where I very briefly said hi to him. So I'm like trembling and, all the rest of it. My life is made. But fast forward to 2007, where I'm definitely much more established and had the big hits and everything. Prince's team asked me if I would open for him at the O2, which for me was a dream come true. By this time, as an established artist, all the Prince fans there in the audience knew that I was a fellow Prince fan. So I had a really warm reception. I was very, very fortunate. Went on, did my performance with my band, came off, and Prince's band were lovely enough to, give me a little round of applause as I came off. And as I turned to go to my dressing room, I was going to come right straight back out to watch him perform. I felt someone grab me. I can still feel it to this day. Grabbed my left arm with such force and spun me around, and it was Prince. And I was like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. And he said, I want you to join me and sing with me on my after show party.
Because he was famous, wasn't he, for he'd do an amazing show at somewhere like the O2.
Yeah.
Then he'd go and perform again.
That's
somewhere
right.
smaller.
Somewhere tiny, yeah. So I said, absolutely. What I hadn't said is I was really hoping to actually go to the after show, but now I was going to be on the after show. So
wow. Tell me then about that after party so that he gets to the end of the show.
So I get to the Indigo, me and my whole band, and we arrive and we set up, and it's packed, absolutely packed. You can imagine this tiny little venue relative to the O2. And I start playing my songs. I get to my song, Keep This Fire Burning, which is a really funky song. It's only got 2 chords in it, but it's just like this really funky backbeat. And I'm singing it and I'm playing, and my guitarist, who is also my musical director, he's playing. But while I'm singing, I'm aware that there's another guitar going. I'm like, I've got one guitarist. And he's playing, and I know what he's playing. He's holding down the rhythm. I know his style. My God, that sounds like it could be Prince. Anyway, and then I look into the wing, and there's Prince playing along on the guitar.
What, in the wings? In the wings. So he's not on the stage
He's not on the stage. I'm like, I'm still singing, but my face, the expression has changed.
Do you make eye contact with him?
I kind of know he's in his own world playing. I'm just looking at him going, oh my God, he's playing my song. Oh my God. Okay, right, focus. I keep looking, I keep singing, I keep looking. eventually he walks onto stage playing Keep This Fire Burning. The crowd go mental. I'm still singing, but inside I'm going mental because I cannot believe Prince is playing my song. And he basically joins my band just to jam. And then as I finish that song, other members of his band come on, and there's like this seamless takeover where my band one by one leave and his band one by one.
And this wasn't planned?
Not at all. Not at all. So the last person to join was the drummer.
Yes.
So that's where everything stopped and the drummer then got on and then Prince's set started.
Wow.
I went to walk off and he was like, no, dragged me back on. So I was on stage with him for, I want to say about 3 hours.
3 hours?
About 3 hours. Mind you, he'd just done 2+ hours at the O2. This evening was just, it was absolutely amazing. So that was that. And then I was asked to do other after shows. So I kept coming back to do after shows with him. And the final one I did at the Indigo, well, no one knew this was going to happen. Prince started to play a cover of Love Is a Losing Game by Amy Winehouse. Amy comes out. Everyone's heart just melted. I mean, bless her, she really did not look well.
Yeah.
In fact, it was one of the final times I saw her. I saw her again after that, but not in a music setting, in a more social setting. But she still sounded great, you know? And it was just good. Prince just in the back playing Love Is a Losing Game. Amy up front singing it. And me at the side of the stage thinking, this is just gorgeous, just gorgeous. It was such a beautiful, beautiful memory.
Yeah.
He flew me to Los Angeles to repeat the experience.
Good Lord. So
Yeah.
that's got to be top 3 career moments, surely.
Is
it number one? It's the top one, is it?
It's number one. Because when I got to Los Angeles, I didn't actually know why I was there. I was just told Prince wants you to come to Los Angeles. So I went to Los Angeles and the party that I was singing at was his Oscars party.
No.
That he threw for all the people who had just arrived having sat and watched the Oscars.
So who was there?
So Javier Bardem, who had his Oscar in his hand, the Coen brothers, who had their Oscars in their hand. They'd just won for No Country for Old Men.
Oh, super film.
Cate Beckinsale was there, I remember, because she said hello to me and I've never met her in my life. I've recently discovered that Cate Blanchett was there. I don't remember her on the night, but I met her just this year doing a sofa chat on Norton, and she said, I was at that party you sang at. And I was like, oh my God, I don't believe it. Spike Lee and Chris Tucker and loads of other musicians. It was spectacular.
And what did you sing at that party?
I sang Rocksteady, Aretha's Rocksteady.
Did you?
Yeah.
Wow. Did you? And would he give you warning? This is what we're going to sing, or would he just go with it?
On that occasion, it was one of the songs that I sang when I was at the O2.
Oh, fine, okay.
So luckily, it was like, done that before. But on this occasion, he's playing, it's the usual thing. He's got his set list, which he's ignored. Right. He's just doing what he wants to do. But the band are so rehearsed, so, you know, it's fine. They just follow his lead.
His band were spectacularly tight, weren't they?
Yeah.
Just astonishing.
To this day, I've never heard anything like it.
Really?
He's playing and then he changes the groove and he does the bass line, do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-da-da. And I'm like, that's Rocksteady. Hold on, that's Rocksteady. Does he want me to sing it? He's front and centre. He's still playing. Then he leans back to me and says, Bev, I want you to sing Rocksteady. And I'm like, in front of the great and good of Hollywood. Okay, then. So I stepped up, Rocksteady, baby. And off I went. And it was heavenly. It was so joyous to sing in front of those people. They didn't know me, you know, they didn't know me from a tree, but
they get to know you pretty quickly,
me from that
they get
song,
to know you.
Which was
Once
great.
you sing, Once you sing, people go, "Oh, hello, bloody hell!"
It was so lovely.
Yeah.
And to top it off on that night, the postscript, if you like, was the crowd.
It's a family audience, Beverley. I don't know what you're about to say, but I tried to attract a broad church, so bear that in mind.
Oh, well, no one will be offended. That's all right. The crowd parts, and I'm seeing someone being led through the crowd. I'm on stage, I'm singing and all of this, and I'm like, who is that? Who is that? Oh, my God. Stevie Wonder. Stevie Wonder is being led to the stage. So he joins us on stage.
No.
You've got Stevie on my left-hand side, where Maurice Hayes, who usually plays keys for Prince, he's jumped off. Stevie's jumped on. He's kind of felt his way around, got himself comfortable. Prince is front and centre. I'm on the right and slightly to the back with the two other background singers. So we're like 3 background singers, including myself. And we go into this whole mini set singing Stevie Wonder songs.
No.
Unbelievable.
So best night of your life. Then,
really,
surely.
really was.
Wow.
It really was incredible. I crawled in back to the hotel at about 8:30 in the morning.
You've done more and more recently in the theatre, haven't you?
I have.
Now, the Bodyguard.
I was scrolling on Twitter and I saw that the cast of The Bodyguard was going to be changed completely. It was like a cast change. And I thought, The Bodyguard? Well, I know all of those songs.
I know the words.
With Whitney,
I know the words already.
And I know the film. I went to see it when it was released at the cinema.
Yeah.
I mean, this is something I really know. I reckon I could do that.
Yeah.
I think I could do that. It all worked out. 2 weeks later, I got the role.
Wow.
And I did it.
So when you start doing that, and you're maybe a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks in, tell me about your voice. Do you get to a point where you go, oh, hang on, this is...
I was fine because the songs were in my register until I got a little bit ill and hadn't appreciated that I was quite ill. So I just kept going, as I would have done had I have been doing my own tour.
Yeah.
But of course, when you're on tour for yourself, you might do 2 shows or 3 shows back to back, and then you get a day off.
Yes.
So you got a minute to rest, and then you're back on. And of course, theatre, it's not like that. It's every single day with 1 day off at the end of the week. I thought I could keep going. I kept going until I opened my mouth and nothing came out. This is on stage.
On stage?
This is on stage.
Oh, no.
And so they had to stop the show.
Oh, no.
And I had to leave.
Was that the beginning of the show or at a point in the show?
It was during the first half.
Right.
During Run to You. I was so ill.
Lovely song. So you stood there, Run to You. Is it
Yeah,
that one?
that's right.
Right. So you stood there and the show's going along and so what happens?
I stopped and the music's carrying on. Nothing comes out. Now, Run to You is a duet between Rachel Marin, not in the movie, in the musical, Rachel Marin and her sister, Nikki Marin. So Rachel John, who was playing Nikki Marin, is like, as soon as I've stopped, she's like, oh, something's gone wrong here. So she is looking in the wings like, something's gone wrong, something's gone wrong. Oh. She kind of lets people know because I'm like this. And eventually the musicians stop because I am stopped singing.
Yes.
Everything stops. Oh, audience goes quiet. And the curtain comes down, and you've probably seen this, ladies and gentlemen, there will be due to technical problems, there will be a short break in the performance.
Now, at this point,
blah, blah, blah.
You're stood there frozen? What? You've walked off?
Stood
What's
there
happened?
behind the curtain, like welling up because I can't believe this has happened.
This has never happened to you before?
Because this has just
never
not happened.
once.
No. If I've been ill, I've managed to get away with it, rested it and carried on. So this is completely new for me. I get off stage, I'm led off. By this time, I'm in tears. I'm led away. Oh my God, I can't even speak.
Yeah.
There's just nothing. Straight away taken off, examined. You've got laryngitis, but you've actually got a chest infection. So I had been performing, thinking I've got this little cold. I've got a chest infection, which is why my voice was like, enough already.
Yeah.
Stop. Yeah.
You have a new album.
I do. I'm so excited.
Would you like to share with our dozens of listeners and viewers details of this album?
The new album is called The Fifth Chapter.
Why is it called that? Oh, because I just worked it out.
Ding!
Yes, because you're in your 30s now. Good.
I just turned 50 and I wanted to celebrate that I'm 50. And I just thought, you know what? Everybody kind of goes, oh, 50,
Yes.
oh, you're getting older, oh. I thought, no.
But some people get to 50 and they look 50. They sometimes look 60. You don't. So you can just go, hey. I know plenty of people who are rightfully upset to be 50.
Well, look, thank you, Mum. Thank you, Dad. And yeah, hard work and eating right. I'll be honest, And you know what? I say all of that, but also I think being in this industry, making music, performing, doing something that I absolutely love.
Yeah. Keeps you young.
Because it literally keeps the stress levels down.
Well, I'm 86, Bev, and people say I look like I'm in my early 70s, so I'm happy.
Oh, Rob.
Thank you.
Rob.
Where can people come to see you? Presumably you're touring to promote this new album,
Oh, yes.
The Fifth Chapter.
Absolutely. So Fifth Chapter's out in the end of September, and then I'll be on tour in October, from mid-October for a month.
Yeah.
All over the UK.
Well, our conversation with Beverley Knight is coming to a very natural end. She's still gamely supping at the coffee, which must by now surely be cold.
It's not.
Really?
It's not.
Well done to the coffee makers of Fulham. So nice to spend time with you.
Same here. Thank you.
Massive fan, incredible voice.
You.
So thank
You're
you.
so lovely.
And we are finishing, I think, in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
I love that.